السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. وأعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد ومن شر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأعوذ برب الناس مالك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذين يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. لا الحمد لله.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Basirbo ne banyabo mwasuze mutya. Madensa batwewombeke tusabe. Katonda waffe omulungi tukwebaza olw'ekiseera kino kubanga otusobozesezza okuŋŋaana wamu mu kifo kino olwaleero olw'ensonga gwe kennyini z'omanyi okusinga ffe kubanga bw'oti bwe wateekateeka ti olunaku luno walibeerawo ekyenjawulo wakati w'amawanga abiri naye okusingira ddala eri obusuubuzi bw'eggwanga lino. Tukwegayira kitaffe otuyambe byonna mu kulowooza bye tunaayogerako olwaleero birabe omukisa oguva gy'oli. Abakuŋŋaanye wano kitaffe nga balwana okulaba nti balabirira ab'ennyumba zaabwe bakulaakulanya eggwanga lyabwe batunuulidde essuubi lyabwe nga liri mu Djibouti. Essuubi eryo lyongereko omukisa gwe kitaffe okusobola okulaba nga bakuŋŋaanye balina kye bayinza okuganyulwamu ate era n'abalala bonna abatali wano. Tukwegayirira omukisa gwo gubeere ku mitwe gyaffe ffenna mu kulowooza otuluŋŋamye kuteesa ne mu kwogera kwonna okunaabeera wano olwaleero. Tulabe ebirungi ebiva gy'oli kubanga bw'oti bwe wagamba nti yenna anaakunoonyanga anaalyanga ebirungi ebiva gy'oli. Tukkirize tulye ebirungi ebyo okutandika leero. Tuteeka abateeseteese omukolo guno mu mukono gwo kitaffe. Oyongere okubawo okutegeera n'okumanya okw'enjawulo kubanga kye banoonya si kyabwe bokka wabula ekyaffe ffenna abakuŋŋaanya ate era be bannayuganda bonna okutwaliza wamu mpozi n'eggwanga erya Djibouti ate era n'abo okuva e Djibouti Mukama Katonda waffe obakulembere obaluŋŋamye obawe omukisa basobole okuzuula ensonga lwaki baagala enkolagana wakati ewaffe nabo. Byonna tubisabye nga tuyita mu Kristo Yesu Mukama waffe.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sludge and Mr. Mlondo, for the words of prayer. We have a program that is on our tables. I wish to take you through. We are going to have opening remarks from His Excellency, the Consular of Djibouti in Uganda, His Excellency Mr. Karumna Richard. And after he has given us his opening remarks and welcoming remarks, we shall have a communication from His Excellency Hassan Mahmoud, the Ambassador of Djibouti in South Sudan, at the same time someone who is key in as far as the International Free Trade Zone is concerned. And after him, we shall have a direct interaction with executives from Djibouti. It is after that we shall go for interactions. In between, we shall have a tea break. after hearing from the executives in Djibouti, we shall, of course, have internal discussions, question and answer. We expect to be closing this conference by midday, because we know you are busy, we value your time, and we thank you for having time for us. Thank you so much. His Excellency, Mr. Karumna Richard, kindly come over and give us your word. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ambassador Hassan, government officers present, members of the business community, our friends from Turkey and China. I do welcome you to this meeting, and I'm looking forward to having an understanding with you by the time you leave this conference. We are mainly here to promote transport concept of sea to air, which the team in Djibouti will explain to you. The Djibouti government came up with this concept of sea to air from, they began with China, from China to Djibouti and then onwards to African countries. It's mainly the concept we are promoting, and more still, we believe it comes with other business opportunities. Djibouti as a free trade zone is new in Africa and the biggest. Djibouti being a gateway to most of our, the African countries, there is much more to expect. It's a free trade zone whereby you are allowed to bring in your capital and you are allowed to take out your money, 100%, which I think is very rare in the region. More still, I want to let you know that in not more than 2 months, we are going to have an air cargo from Turkey to Djibouti onwards to Uganda, and then from Uganda to Djibouti onwards to Turkey. With that, I open this meeting officially, and we hope all will be well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for those good, encouraging opening remarks. And as far as business is concerned, between Uganda and Djibouti. Let me take this opportunity to invite His Excellency Hassan to come over and give us your presentation. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Mr. Oscar, and Mr. Richard, Consular of the Djibouti in Kampala, business member community here, distinguished participant, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really honored to attend this important forum today, where we shall share and learn key prospective ideas from each other. Thanks for this opportunity. You grant me to share together with you the scopes of Djibouti International. This particular gather became a reality. Without your enormous effort, we couldn't have gathered here today. The major point I want to stress and encourage the business community in Uganda to participate in the many industrial development rolled out by Djibouti International Free Trade Zones in Djibouti. As we know, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which commit countries to remove tariff on the 90% of goods progressively liberalize trade in service, and address the host of other no-tariff barriers. If successfully implemented, this agreement will create a single African market of over billion consumers, with a total of the GDP of over 3 trillion. This will make Africa the largest free trade area in the world. So thanks for the African continent. We are pleased to invite you as a business community in Uganda to invest in the zone and anticipate you to the potential contributor to rapid development in East Africa. Development cannot be realized without genuine participation from business community with our regions. The reason why I opted to call on the Business Community Association here in Uganda to get involved in the development aspect with Djibouti International Free Trade Zone is that the entity has developed enough infrastructure which can accommodate all the business projects that you can open up in the facility. The participation I'm talking about will not only benefit, and I'm talking about will not only benefit you as a business stakeholder, but it will rather create meaningful jobs opportunity to the citizen of our two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition, given its strategic location, Djibouti is situated at the crossroads of the three continents, located at the Strait Bab el-Mandeb, and being one of the busiest maritime sea route in the world. Djibouti has prioritized the synergy between the ground, sea, and air transportations to unleash the economic potential of Africa, and has determined as the world's busiest shipping lines, controlling access to the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean. It serves as a key refueling and transshipment center. Djibouti International Free Trade Zone initiated its logistics service, Sea Air Cargo Express, to serve the whole continent of Africa, striving to enhance inter-African trade to boost the African economic growth in order to benefit the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, Sea Air Cargo Express logistics is quite instrumental to facilitate trade between Africa and the rest of the world through fast and the easy movement of the cargo. The initiative will enable traders to order their cargo from far Asia to Africa via Djibouti ports. Meanwhile, this model is time efficient and less costly in stimulating growth of cargo market in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, without taking much of your time, I'm really thanking you indeed for your participation and your attention for this conference. And later, the team from Djibouti, we will present the free zone advantage and how we can do the business with this enormous facility existing in Djibouti. Thank you again, and shukran.
Thank you so much, His Excellency Hassan Mahmoud, for those words. His Excellency Hassan has been here before on several occasions, getting us better prepared to do business with Djibouti. And I must say, thank you once again for coming and being part of this conference. We are going to have a presentation from the executives in Djibouti. I wish to know from the IT department how good we are. We are good? This presentation is going to be made by Mr. Mohamed Issa, who is the marketing manager of the Djibouti International Free Trade Zone. Mr. Mohamed, are you with us?
Yes, good morning, good morning.
Morning to you.
Morning.
Welcome to this conference, and kindly take it over from here. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning, and good morning, everyone, and good morning to the organizers. We would like to express our gratitude to the organizer of the conference and our excellencies and distinguished guests. Without further ado, I would like to welcome you to Djibouti International Free Trade Zone presentation. So this free zone is the biggest free zone in Africa, which is located in Djibouti. And the reason this free zone is in Djibouti, Djibouti has 6 key advantages of allocating this free zone in Djibouti. The first advantage is superior location, sea, land, air networking, relaxed financial policy, better governance and public order, market access advantage, and steadily growth economy in hidden lands. These are the 6 elements that presented in Djibouti. Superior location. Djibouti is located at the heart of world trade. More than 2 trillion worth of goods passing through every year. Djibouti is located at the heart of the world trade in the sense of, due to the amount of goods volume and in terms of worth going through Djibouti. Djibouti has shipping cost and delivery time advantage to relocate when compared to China and US and India as well. Regional competitors. Djibouti is a gateway to Africa. Due to the strategic location, Djibouti city has served as a gateway to the global market for inland countries and regional hub for trading and logistics. Sea, land, air networking. Djibouti is equipped with a complete sea, land, and air transportation facilities. The direct shipping line from Shenzhen, China to Djibouti only takes 2 weeks. This Djibouti railway has greatly improved the traffic efficiency between Djibouti and Ethiopia. Connectivity sea port in Djibouti and airport in Addis has created a sea-air corridor into countries in Africa continent. Djibouti exited the Djibouti port Dorale terminal, ranked the first terminal in Africa and 61 in the world global container port performance. So this was in 2021 when Djibouti port was ranked as the best port in Africa. relaxed financial policy. In Djibouti, we have fixed parity with the USD over 40 years, which is stable in terms of exchange rate. At the same time, in Djibouti, we have 8 foreign banks that provides all the services required by a business community or free zones company to be able to answer their needs and fulfill their requirements. Market access advantage. Djibouti, under the umbrella of 3 major agreements, OGADA and COMESA and IPA, has enabled Djibouti made products to obtain an easy access to market of Europe, North America, and most African countries without tax and quota. To summarize the advantage of being in a free zone, to summarize the advantage that the free zone companies have in this free zone is 0 tax policy, no quota, and fixed parity with the USD, no requirement, a local shareholder, and high skilled staff. So these are the 5 advantages being in the free zone. Excellent planning facilities in DFTZ, Djibouti International Free Trade Zone. We have a ready yard to be leased. We have warehouses. We have the customs yard. We have service center. We have warehouses to be leased and yard and so on. So our facilities are ready to be taken at any time. And moreover, in order to fulfill and provide a first-class business living area, we have exhibitions area and hotels and so on to understand and to fulfill the requirements from the business community. Next, I will zoom into Sino-Africa Sea Air Express. Taking the advantage of Djibouti best ports and the best airport in Ethiopia, Djibouti Africa Sea Air Express was created through partnership. So as on your right hand side, you can see the duration and that the number of days that once a vessel or a ship leaves from the main port of China to get to Djibouti. And Djibouti, for example, if we take an example, for the port of Dalian, it takes 19 days to get to Djibouti. So that's the nearest point to reach Africa. And in this Sea Air Cargo Express mostly covers in African countries. Basically, 36 countries are basically are consuming this service, plus and 63 cities and 88 millions in terms of population that this service is currently consumed. In this service, as basically how it works, we have a consolidation warehouses in main port of China, and then the vessels leaves from China to Djibouti in about 20 days, the duration. And when it gets to Djibouti port, the goods are taken by trucks to the DFTZ, and then it gets consolidated and lifted up from here to the various destinations. Currently, the service is launched in Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. and some in Uganda too. But in the near future, it will be launched to Ethiopia, South Africa, and many other countries in the continent. This service, the organization of this service normally comes in two major components. We have China business development and we have African business development. And we work through the supply chain partners from the consolidation of from consolidation of in China, the warehouses, it goes by ocean freight to the deactivated warehouses, then taken by a truck to Djibouti airports, and then lifted up from the airport, and then destination to the partners that we have we have in the destination countries, and then from there the last mile delivery to the end client. So we work through the supply chain partners that we have in every country. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, in this service has two phases. Phase one is basically it covers West Africa, East Africa, and Central Africa, and South Africa to provide end-to-end logistic channels for the whole supply chain. During its cover, 36 countries in Africa, 53 cities, and in terms of population, 88 million. Currently, last mile delivery is available in Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and Kenya, and will be available in other countries in the near future. The second phase of the service is to cover, the coverings of the service will be expanded to the North Africa and Middle East and Europe and so on. So if I share a little history of success of this service, on the 8th of May, 2021, the trial ship sent from Shenzhen was delivered to Lagos, Nigeria within the promising time. Product delivery was on the 1st of September, 2021. September 16, 2021, the air-sea transportation product was released at the first China Shenzhen cross. So that's the first the shipment. And on the 10th, October 10th, 2021, the first batch of 18 tons of cargo carried by Sino-Africa Express ship from China. And on 28th of October, 2021, the ceremony was held for the departure of the cargo flight, Djibouti Airport. Arrival at the destination, the whole process took 20 days within the promising time. So the goods has reached to the destination on the 30th of October, 2021. That's a brief information on succeeding this new project. Next, I will share some information on establishing a free zone company in Djibouti. So we're establishing a free zone company. Necessary documents, there are required documents that needs to be presented to the authority. In order to get first of all, you need to get a license, and to get the license, you need to provide the companies that are willing to be located in the free zone. They have to provide business plan and fill up an application form, registration form, and then also notarize or attest few pages of the application form. Then once the application is submitted to the authority, the client will obtain the license. And as soon as the license is done, the next thing to do is a identity document application. That means the employees and the owners of the business to be able to get the cards, the ID cards, which is the visa and of all the documents required to stay in Djibouti. So you will get a visa of 270, which is valid for 1 year. Then a residence card of 350, work permit 150. And the next, the third point which you have to have is the NIF code. And normally, in terms of NIF code, some countries is called also export and import code. So basically, that code is a lifetime, and it's only costs about $55, which is a lifetime. And for example, when it comes to establishing a company, the company have to have a license. The company license can be registered, and generally is a general trading license, which costs about 4,000 USD per company. And there's a free zone certificate, which costs 4,000, but that's only for one time, and it's a lifetime, the certificate. But on the other hand, the license needs to be renewed on a yearly basis. Just that to give you a brief information on establishing a company in Djibouti Free Zone. And for more dynamic information, this as the contacts to be reached out, and to get if you have more questions and so on, through emails and so on, please feel free to contact these three contacts. And with that, thank you very much.
I wish to take this opportunity to make some recognitions of some of the members here. I'll do that throughout the entire conference time. We have with us the chairman, Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Wanga. Thank you so much for coming and being with us in the efforts to strengthen the relationship between Uganda and Djibouti. We have representatives from Kasita. Kindly stand up for special recognition. Thank you so much. We have Business Forum Association members. Kindly stand up for special recognition. These people, when we had the first meeting here between Uganda and Djibouti, immediately after that meeting, they organized themselves and they went to Djibouti for a fact-finding mission. They have testimonies. We will give one of the representatives. We call them and ourselves risk takers. They're the people who went to open the way for the business community of Uganda in Djibouti. Thank you so much for that effort. We have Uetea. Kindly stand up for special recognition. We have CAFO members, executives here. These are in charge of the Kampala kids. Thank you. We have Kata members here with us. We have members from the Turkish business community. They want to do business here in Uganda. Already they're doing it, and they are exploring the best opportunities available using the route chart of Djibouti. Mr. Solmeza, thank you so much for taking up this opportunity. We have the students community of nationals of Djibouti here in Uganda. There are very many, but for purpose of this meeting, we invited a few. The executives kindly stand up for a special recognition. Thank you so much to the business community here. These are people who speak good English. So once you go there and you're limited with French, these are the people we can, along the way, interact with, and we make business sense as far as Djibouti is concerned. I'll invite, I don't know whether the ambassador is back on, in an event that she's not yet here with us. I'll start the phase of question and answer. We have limited time remaining. I wish to say immediately after 10 a.m., I welcome you to our breakfast. We shall serve ourselves as we continue with the deliberations. Thank you so much. Representative, I see the Free Zone Authority representative here with us, Mr. Tosime. Thank you for coming. He's helping us so much in having us understand how best we can implement a Djibouti-Uganda free trade zone here in Uganda, such that all the goods from the region, when they reach Djibouti, they immediately come here very quickly. Maybe Once that is done, then the costs of delivering cargo in Kampala, Uganda as a hub for the region, will be much more cheaper. And of course, this will take not more than 21 days, on a maximum, as per the current arrangements being put in place. I wish to listen in to the audience. Let's have executives listen in. We've had a lot of communication back and forth along the way. So let's start with among the people we expect to hear from is Mr. Uzkan, a businessman in his own right, from Turkey, of course representing also the business community from Turkey. We shall hear his word. He has something to say and to tell us. I request that we start with him, and immediately we go into the question session. Thank you so much.
His Excellencies, dear guests. Actually, I wasn't expecting this speech, and I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to His Excellencies and the team from the Djibouti Ports and Free Zones Authority. I live in Uganda. I do business in Uganda, and I'm already a member of Business Forum with Mr. Agustin, and we are looking forward to create the opportunities and follow it up between Turkey to through the Djibouti and Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I wish to take Mr. Ahmad, kindly come forward. You'll help me on the second microphone for whoever wants to speak. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are very happy to see you, all of you here, and we are welcoming you. Thank you very much.
Whom are we starting with?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Henry Ndinaiwe from Herald Intercontinental Services Limited here in Uganda. Areas of business is import, export, and hospitality, and agri-investment. I have listened, and this is my first time anyway. I've tried to listen, but I still wanted some help in that if we could have a write-up on the highly or critically needed products in the free zones in Djibouti from Uganda. Possibly it could help us to strategize ourselves toward that market. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. He has a concern. he wants us to clarify most of the goods that are needed in that market for guidance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Protocol observed. Senor Bernard is my name. I'm the CEO African Dreams Uganda. We are branding and promotions company. My question is, would you kindly avail us with the soft copy of Mr. Mo's presentation, where we had the benefits of working with Djibouti? Then two, in your narrative, you said we can have 70% of employees as foreigners in Djibouti. Also, would you kindly clarify on the requirements for working permits and visas as well as staying in Djibouti? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is George. I run Good Start Farm. We are into agribusiness of livestock and products. My interest is to know about the free trade zone in terms of exporting perishable products, powdered milk, yogurt packed, and meat. And that is quite a sensitive product that I need to understand the bureaucracies of getting to the market of the free trade zone.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Basically, I would love to know about the security between the two countries when you're dealing in business. And secondly, if I'm in Djibouti doing business, what is the interest rate? How low is it or how high is it so that I can know how to deal in business? Thank you so much.
I'm by names of Daniel Mukago Chigozi. I'm presenting Farm Fresh. Uganda, we export fresh fruits. We would like to know how we can export these fruits to Djibouti minus getting any effect, because sometimes we export our fruits to different countries. In time, you find that they have got problems, and we know fresh fruits, it takes like 2 days. So we want to know about if we can get some fridges to Djibouti free trade zone.
Thank you. Kindly let's emphasize our names because we are documenting this information and we want to be sure who has said it, the company represented, such that we can give you feedback and follow up. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Isaac Atukunda is my name. I'm the Secretary of Uganda Law Society. I'm sure most traders would be interested in hearing whether there are any agreements between Uganda and Djibouti where they are assured of their protection in case of payments and how trade disputes may be settled in case they arise. So if His Excellency could highlight on that aspect so that at least traders feel comfortable while trading in Djibouti. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Council. There is a hand here, Mr. Molondo.
Yeah, thank you very much. Protocols observed. My first question is about logistics, connectivity between the port of Djibouti and other areas along the coasts of Africa, especially East African coast. Because majority of the people here are intending to both do export and importation. Therefore, I would like to hear from you how much time it takes, the frequency of the ships or the vessels that can easily carry cargo from Djibouti to either Mombasa or Dar es Salaam for those importing from Djibouti or intending to import from Djibouti. Then secondly, for those who would wish to export goods that can take some time or go by water to Djibouti, the frequency of vessels from either Dar es Salaam or Mombasa towards Djibouti. How often can they get vessels from either Djibouti or Mombasa to Djibouti? Then secondly, I would wish to have some clarity from you, sir, Your Excellency. In the presentation from Djibouti, it was indicated that the population to be served is 88 million, which is the population of Kenya and Uganda. Kindly, can you clarify, is it the true figure 88 million people or 880 million people? Because when you say you are serving 36 countries, it has to be more than that. Because Africa alone is 1 billion plus. So 36 should at least be 880. Oh, food stuff that is common in Djibouti. People would like to know the kind of food stuff. They move from Uganda going to Djibouti or to import from Djibouti, knowing the kind of food stuff they are going to eat when they are in Djibouti. You need to highlight on that. Availability of cold room facilities. Someone talked about exporting vegetables, fruits, and others to Djibouti. Availability of cold room facilities in Djibouti to enable whoever is exporting to Djibouti, especially what we are producing, mostly is agricultural products. So they need to be kept in cold room facilities to enable them to stay long for the people who would wish to buy them. We need highlights, sir, about that. Someone talked about 5.5 per kilo. Can we know the kind of airplane or air cargo that is giving this service at 5.5? It's really important because when you compare others, many of them about 7.5, depending, while others are up to 8 or even 9 per kilo of dollars. So we need to know the kind of airplane we are looking at. Currency conversion, what is the currency in Djibouti against the dollar? Because we are going to be mostly using dollars. We convert from here as we move to Djibouti. So we need to know the currency conversion. Are we keeping the dollar and transacting in dollars, or we need to convert into local currencies in Djibouti? Have you tried to engage Uganda Airlines as well, as we are talking about Turkish, Ethiopia and others? Because when we have a direct flight from Uganda to Djibouti, it's critical and very important. Anyone who would like to transact and do business in Djibouti, if we can have Uganda Airlines, especially the cargo plane, that would be really, really good. Lastly, the issue of standards. We would like to learn from you. Ugandans have tried to trade with others, but have been impeded because of the disparities in standards, observation of standards. Kindly, can we throw some light on the standards? How are they, our standards vis-a-vis the standards in Djibouti? We have to learn it before we can even try to do trading with Djibouti. I submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I suggest we pause on the questions, and we first get some answers to what has already been asked. I wish to take this opportunity to recognize the presence of Honorable Sophia Narole Joko, Director, Equal Opportunities, Uganda. Thank you so much for being part of this Djibouti International Free Trade Zone conference here in Kampala. We also have with us Madam Rose Rugazora, a business lady who has already committed to taking the water industry from Uganda to Djibouti under her company, Kaki Waters. Thank you so much, Madam Rose Rugazora, for being part of this frontline initiative. Let me take this opportunity to invite His Excellency Hassan to answer the questions already put forward to you, and we proceed. Thank you.
First of all, thanks very much, Mr. Oscar. And yes, really there is some pertinent questions, and they're very important. As we are here, we are sharing in the most of the answer, and with me and with my colleague in Djibouti Free Trade Zones, who are more knowledge than me. Just only there's some very important issue the raising our brothers here is a connectivity of the logistic. This is I think is our problem in whole of Africa, continental. So African continental is a rich for everything, agriculture sector, mining sector, everything, a livestock sector, but the problem, connectivity. What we do, the business inter-Africa is less than 18%, 17%. Well, while 90% we do in African to the other continental, Asian and the European. So this is connectivity is one of the challenge, but now we are, as a government and umbrella of the IGAD, they are working how the all member of the IGAD, as well as the East African community with the others, connect each others. So there is the money project now, connected the roads, for example, and the process, there is the one of the now initiated by the IGAD and the financing by African development, some of the feasibility is calling the corridor Djibouti, Addis, Juba, Kampala. So this will be, when we realize this project, will be one of the game changer for the business, because it's connected 4 countries, as well as from Uganda, you can connect it with the 4 other countries, Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda. So 8 African countries, they will be connected each other. So this is the create big business. Now, if you return to the points, how we can make business between Djibouti and to the Uganda. The only things available at the moment and the feasible is an air cargo. By the trucks, yes, you can do, but there is some issue we need to address well by our leaders to solve it, because there is the corridors now from Djibouti to Ethiopia, from Ethiopia to the part of the Uganda and part of the Kenya, and come directly to the Malabar. So this is the available you can use, and there's some of the businessmen already use, but there's some challenge, and soon the governments in the region we will address well, and they will solve it. And for the in terms of my brother is mentioned is the $5.5 per kg. What is so? This is the initial project, or the cargo come from Far East. As you see here, from China up to the Africa. But now they are review. The company in Djibouti Free Zone is a review, and they're making $4.2 per kilo. Any cargo come from Far East, certainly in China, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and this area come by sea up to the Djibouti. It take 14 days, 2 weeks only for the sea, because this is the corridor of the Djibouti in the sea maritime, one of the biggest or the busiest maritime route. So it take only 14 days. When the cargo come in Djibouti, they will shift it by air up to the Uganda. It's not take maximum the process, the port is they lift by air. It take the 2 days. So for your cargo up to the Entebbe, it will reach within 18 days from Guangzhou. For the combination two model, sea and air. So this is now actually the cost that I proposed by Djibouti and the Free Zone Authority and Free Zone Trades, $4.2 by kg. So this is the only you can use for the general cargo. They mean not perishable cargo, not fruits, not others. It's the general cargos. For electronic, clothes, shoes. This is something you can carry by air. So you cannot say I can carry the fuel by air and cement by air. But this is the happen in South Sudan. We will shift the cargo from Juba to the other regions in South Sudan by air, even if the fuels, because there is the lack of the roads. So this is the things. And yes, most of the times they are focused Ethiopian Airlines, Djibouti Airlines, why the Uganda's Airlines? Now our consular here already approach and the Uganda Airlines, and this discussion is undergoing on. So we are really requested also Uganda Airlines connecting to the Mogadishu, Somalia. So through our consular here, we requested if the Uganda link up to the Djibouti for one ways. They mean Kampala, Mogadishu, Mogadishu, Djibouti, and they come back the same thing. So there will be the profit, the both. So, and the profitable things is a cargo also at the moment. Because in Djibouti, there is a lot of the thing we need in sector of the agriculture. For myself, I use it to bring 3 times fruit from Kampala to Djibouti by air. But it was very expensive for transportation by air. I use it by the Ethiopian Airlines. They mean each time it was 100 kg. One time is 100 kg buyable. The second time is 100. The cost of the 100, it was less than the $200. But the transportation it was $700. Imagine. So this is the yes of one of the challenge, even if in the air cargo. And we are continue to negotiate with all the African airlines, including Uganda, how we can facilitate transportation is by air, including by lands. Now, standard, I will let this is for the Djibouti Free Zone team to give us some clarifications. But I think most of African countries, we have the same standards. We are not like the European, you say this. So we are the most of time we are saying, we know, because we know this is our fruits, our foods. We know how they are doing. The people, they are putting some standard for us, for our cargo to limit, to export them. You have to know this is. They are needing to limit. They are saying we need this is quality likely, this is to limit our goods to go to their country. And we are accepting everything they will send us, even if very low quality, we accept them. So in Africa, we all appreciate what we are producing, and we need to appreciate, we need to give support to each other, and we need to do the business between us. Among us, we can create a big business, and in the future of our generations also. And for the things, soft copy of the presentations, yes, and if you have my business card, I will share with you. And there is, I will let the Free Zone team to put the screen their email, and everybody can bring this email, they will communicate, and they will share all presentations, what they're doing concerning about the free zones, how to make the registrations, what is the advantage, and this is the things. The other things are goods. What kind of the goods will be in the free zones? So most of the goods, most of the items for the staff food, construction material, vehicle, mobile is already there. And most of the free zone now is dealing with the Ethiopian. Population of the Ethiopian is 110 million. So most of them are dealing with the free zones. And the only advantage of the free zones now in our neighbors country is a free tax. I mean, when you set up your business in the free zone, you bring all the cargo from all over the world to storage in the free zone whenever you want. 2, 3, 5 years without demurrage, without tax, without anything. It's a waived. Just to pay the rent of the land or rent of the warehouses according to you. Even if there is another opportunity in the free zone, you can take the land for the 99 years and you build the warehouses according to your demand. You need to set up factory for the automobile. You need to make the storage only, warehouses only to storage the goods. You need to build the warehouses for the perishable cargo. It's up to you. So this is another advantage. And what else? How to do the business in Djibouti? Really? And Djibouti is a liberal for the business, is open. And of course, we are not have the much populations. Our market, very limited, very small. But we are at the gate of the big market. We are at the gate with Ethiopia, in Uganda, in South Sudan, other neighbors country. When you start the business in Djibouti, you have the big gate to deal with them. And plus this, there is money foreigner base, military base in Djibouti. There is 7 bases in Djibouti, including USA, African.com. There is Chinese base. There is the Japan base. There is the most of European base. So most of the people, they are surprised and say, why you are bring China, Japan, USA for one places? For the tiny country, because our country is not the big like the Uganda, like the others country here. So it's a 200 kilometers square, 1,000 kilometers squares. So we told them here the land for the peace, land of exchange, land of the trades, not land for conflict. So if you go to the Djibouti and they set up your business, nobody say we are from where. We are all open business. And visa, residence card is less than 1 day you can get everything. Now the visa on arrivals. You don't need to take the visa from anywhere. You take your ticket only, you go to land the airport, then you can give you the visa. When you set up your business, you will get 1 year's visa, residence card, and permit work for the first years. Second year is you don't need visa. Permanent residence card. Residence card is your visa. Go up, go in. Just only stamp, get out, exit, and for the airport. So this is the environment for doing the business. Djibouti is a good environment. And I think risk taker, they know well. They spend 4 days in Djibouti with the head of the Oxtoino, and really I appreciate with him. Even if without we met with them, one is we had with the Djibouti business from our consular, Mr. Richard, he organized the team to come to Djibouti and to see how it is. So this is Djibouti people, is your brother, your sister, and I say you welcome for Djibouti to do the business. And when you do the business in Djibouti, that means you do the business in Africa. So we need to encourage each other, business between us. Of course, we'll do between our brothers Turkish, our brothers Chinese, our brothers Asian people, is all. We are prepared to do the business together, but we need to emphasize, to focus our business together. And I think I covered the most. If I forget some point, maybe our other teams, they will, yes? Yeah. The warehouse is dedicated for the vegetable facility. Yes, there is. There is, but it is depending to the businessman. For example, if the big company export or import the fruits, because most of the times we export the fish. We have the fish, we export, there is the facility. But if someone need to develop by them himself, he will take the land and he will develop. But already existed some, but I don't know how is the capacity. I cannot tell you this is, yeah. But when we go there, maybe we can get more information. Thank you very much. And there is any other questions? I'm ready. My business card I will share with you in the future. And also we will link our consular, Mr. Richard, and our team in Djibouti. Thank you very much. Yeah, just a minute, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Later, I will let this question, is our brother Augustino, he will reply, because you have the experience. Yeah, thank you. But someone, Mr. Oscar, thanks very much. He remembered me, the currency, exchange currency. This is for us, the presentation he mentioned is 40 years, but this is more, 70 years. There's no any change for our currency. You come with the exchange for the dollar. 177.5 foreign Djibouti equal $1 for more than 70 years. No any change. And if you go to the Djibouti, you can deal dollar or franc. They mean the hard currency in the streets. Maybe Augustino you saw, when you want to change, you have the foreign Djibouti, you want dollar from the street. If you have the dollar, you want to change it to the foreign Djibouti, the lady in the street, they will do this of the markets. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, His Excellency Hassan, for that feedback. So the mark we are looking at is $4.2 per kilo from any part of China to Entebbe airport. And I think that is good news for the business community. Work permit is $150 per year. Kindly also take note of that. The Uganda Law Society is well represented here. I wish to take this opportunity to formally recognize the presence of Counsel Isaac, the Secretary General of Uganda Law Society. Kindly stand up for special recognition. We shall count on the legal fraternity to defend the business community and all the interests we intend to have in Djibouti. That's why we have them on board. We have Mr. John Gabrano, our today's rapporteur. Kindly stand up for special recognition. Whoever is making a comment, your name and what you're saying is well detailed and captured for the future follow-up. We have a team from NTV led by Mr. Malcolm Musime, NTV Business, and his cameraman. Kindly, where are you, Mr. Malcolm? Thank you for coming. In June this year, after the risk takers had gone to Djibouti and returned, they shared with the business community what they had seen, and the consular found it fit to send an independent media to go to Djibouti and cover independent stories. So June this year, Mr. Malcolm and Mr. Issa Babu, who is right here with us, went to Djibouti for a number of days and made the independent discovery of what exactly is taking place. Their broadcasts were well laid on the NTV and well documented on YouTube for giving the business community enough comfort that the message we are saying is actually verifiable, it is genuine and authentic. Thank you so much for taking that initiative to travel to Djibouti and cover our story the way it is. I don't know whether Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Uganda in Ethiopia and Djibouti is back on. Just in case she's not, we're going to take on many other questions, but Mr. Augustine Rwanga, he's a businessman here in Kampala, and he was the team leader of the team that traveled to Djibouti. At the same time, after this conference, we are calling upon the business community to organize with us. We intend to travel to Djibouti on the 23rd of November for 5 days. 43 people so far have confirmed. His Excellency Kalumna Richard is already negotiating with Uganda Airlines with the possibility of chartering their 75-seater. The discussion is ongoing. I don't know whether Mr. Mujungujungu is around. Representative, stand up for special recognition. That one is Mr. Mujungujungu. He is the sales representative, senior sales representative of Uganda Airlines. He's here also to have a feel of exactly what we intend to do. And in case we formalize with Uganda Airlines, he'll be the person directly dealing with us in making us comfortably travel to Djibouti and back. You are supposed to be here with your colleague. Is he your colleague here? No, okay, thank you. You are representing Uganda Airlines. Enough. Take our regards to Uganda Airlines management that we do appreciate the current relationship going on in as far as strengthening the efforts of doing business between Uganda and the International Free Trade Zone in Djibouti. Thank you so much. Mr. Augustine Rwanga, The floor is yours. I would request you to comfortably, for those who want to take your tea, kindly walk to the back end, pick a cup of coffee, and we continue the discussion. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Oscar. Your Excellency, Ambassador Hassan, Your Excellency, Honorable Councillor Richard Kalumna, Honorable Sophia Naule, and all of you who have come to participate in this conference, I welcome you. In fact, I'm not going to first give you my words because I want to give you the reality, the first reality. You know, we had the team which went to explore this chance or this business in Djibouti, but then after we had another risk taker. I call him extra risk taker. After finishing the other meeting in the other hall, we discussed with him, and for him he said, no, let me go and explore the land route. And in fact he went. So I would like to call him, but he will speak in Uganda after I will change to my brothers Khan and the team. Yeah, because you know, most of us, we give English with a content, but it might not be of quality. So this is why I want to give you the words in Uganda, then afterwards I will change. Mr. Shabani, can you please come? Jangu nsaba ujjeko wano. Nsaba tumuwulirize mu lulimi lwe alwogere, then oluvannyuma nina Oscar Mwesiga ajja kubikola mu summary. Thank you.
Nsanyuse okubalaba mwenna. Amanya bampita Semakula Shaban. Amanya Semakula Shaban. Nga ndi businessman. Ndi mu real estate. At the same time atendi mu hardware material. Nze director. Mchala wange naye nzize naye. Ye second director. Asituka abawubireko. Ndi musanyufu okubasisinkana nti ebiseera ebisinga oba ebitufuula ab'enjawulo mu nsi y'engeri gye tukwatamu ebintu byaffe. Bwe tumaliriza meeting eyali wali emmanga, nze saagenda mu tiimu eyasooka okgenda, naye nayagala nnyo okumanya Djibouti efaanana etya, kiki kye nnyinza okukolerayo, era nnyinza kubeera ntya singa mba ŋŋenzeeyo, biki bye nnyinza okufunamu. Nensituka ne ŋŋenda ne mbuukinga bus ya Nairobi. Fact ne Mr. Augustine saamugamba, kuba mu bimu bye baatugamba, Mr. Hassan yatugamba nti woba ogenda e Djibouti sooka ontegeezeeko, naye tugenda mu nsi China, Dubai, nga tetulina gwe tutegeezezza. Kuba nalaba njamuwa badeni, ate mukubire, ate ali eno, ate ali eno. Nensalawo nti kaŋŋende. Bwe nagenda nayita wansi, nengende Nairobi, nenve Nairobi akawungeezi nensimbula, basi nensimbula, kuba emisana tewaba basi egenda. Nengenda paka mu Yale, border to Ethiopia, Kenya. Mu Yale nensulawo. Naye omuntu yenna kye saagala kwerabira, oba onoogenda ng'oyita wansi, fuba nnyo ofune visa ng'okyali wano eya Ethiopia, transit visa egenza okutuusa e Djibouti. Kuba oba ojja kulwawo, namalawo ennaku 3 nga nkyalinda abakulu e Ethiopia basobole okumpeereza visa kuba we natuuka wali ku migration banzizaayo ne baŋŋamba ddayo ku side ya Kenya bakole gundi internet visa bakuwe internet visa nenzirayo nemalawo ennaku 3 ezaggwako nenfuna basi nentwala paka Addis Ababa ng'ekigendererwa kyange okuva awo paka Addis Ababa olunaku lumu kuva ku makya paka lwaggulu oba otuuse naye ekigendererwa nayagala nnyo nabo banyinza okutandika okutwala okusindika emmoroka zigende zitwala ebintu e Djibouti wentuuka Addis Ababa nembeera nti natuukawo leeti nensulawo wentuukawo nagenda kuba baali baŋŋambye waliwo train ekutwala paka Djibouti ngenda okutuukawo nga train 2 weeks tekola nembeera kale nekinsukkako naye nga sirina kyakukola kuba nali mu lugendo byonna obisuubira nga oli mu lugendo nenkomawo nensaza nenfuna tiketi nentwala nebaza nnyo Mr. Hassan namukubira. I thank you Mr. Hassan. I was in Dalidawa airport, I called you. Then you told me that, do you have a hotel where you are going in Djibouti? I told you that I don't have. And then you told me, you go, if you get any problem, you call me. Then when natuuka, nengenda, nenyingira, enkeera nalinnya. Nengenda paka Dalidawa, nenkubira Mr. Hassan, nambuulira bye yaŋŋamba, nengenda paka Djibouti. Wentuuka Djibouti, abantu baayo basanyufu, bawerokaminga abantu, ne sasula dola zaali $3 nenyingira. Naye ebimu ku bye bambuuza nti ani akulisiivinga wano kuba nalwawo nga ndi awo ku migration, babuuza ani andisiivinga nazze ntya, ne mbanyonnyola buli kimu kuba nsobola okwennyonnyolako. Bwe mbanyonnyola ne banzikiriza. In fact nayogera n'omwami oyo ne bakakasa nti omusajja azze wano tazzeewo ligale. Nababuulira nzize ku business trip, nzize kukola research ku business wano mu free trade zone, ne tukwatagana nensasula nenfuna taxi kuba nafuluma iyale nafuluma nga siyina ti oba wali wandisiivinga, nenfuluma nenoonya taxi ku airport kuba nkimanyi bulungi zirina okubaawo. Taxi gwe nafuna twafuuka ba Luganda, bamuyita Mr. Ibrahim, ye taxi driver ku airport, nanvuga paka ku Rahma Hotel. Wentuuka ku Rahma Hotel neneebaka paka nkya. Watuuka enkeera nentandika olugendo lwange olwali luntutte Djibouti okukola okunoonyereza, kuba ebiseera ebisinga bwe mugenda mu ttiimu wabaawo byoba oyagala nga omulala si byayagala. Gweoyagala kino waligenzeeko wano ng'omulala agamba nti ate twaligenze eno. Kati buli woobeera wekka osobola okumanya kiki kyozzaako na kiki kyogenda okukola. Nentambula nenfuna taxi. Problem oluzungu abantu baayo tebalumanyi, tebamanyi luzungu, boogera Oluwarabu, boogera Oluthiopia, afa n'oluzungu olutonotono. Era oyinza okulinnya taxi n'akutambuza naye ng'anoonya wa awali oluzungu anannyonnyola by'ogamba. Kuba otuuka ne mu banka okugyayo sente naye nga temuli amanyi luzungu. Kitegedde? So kyenjagaddemu nti okunoonyereza kikulu nnyo. Wenagenda nagenda mu free trade zone kuba waliwo free trade zone ezisukka mu emu. Bwe tuba twogera tuyinza okwogera ku eno gye tulabako ennene, naye nagenda mu zonna nenzirambula ne ntuukayo ne mbaako be nayogeraganya nabo ku bizinesi ezaali zintutte. Naye ng'ebimu ku bintu bye nnyinza okusanya okwebaza ab'e Djibouti mwe muli security, teri babbi, teri bayaaye, buli muntu gw'olaba akulaba bulabi. Saate nali Ethiopia, kuba Ethiopia namalayo wiiki, kuba nayo nali ngenze mu luutu eyo ndabe wendeeta ebintu mbitambuza ntya, Ethiopia nayitawo ntya. Naye Ethiopia problem eriwo, waliwo road blocks nyingi mu kkubo, oyinza okulwawo. Era ekyo abakulu bajja tuyamba batubuulire ekyo kiyinza kukolebwa kitya okendeeza okubanga otwala ebintu byo okakasa nti oliise kiwa oba oliise wansi. Kuba mbadde mu nteeseganya n'aba Ethiopian Airline ku butya wengenda otwala ebintu byange nga emiwendo gikyali waggulu. Ne ngenda e Mombasa, aba vessel ne baŋŋamba buli wiiki balinawo vessels 2 eziva e Djibouti ne zijja e Mombasa. Tukyali mu nteeseganya nabo ndabe butya we tunaayambagana. Ekirala, we ntuuka e Djibouti, mu bimu ku bintu bye nnalaba omuntu yenna ali wano byayinza okugamba nti weŋŋenda, waliyo opportunities nyingi mu mazzi, mu mmere, kuba teri mmere. Otunuulira emmere gye navaayo nga nkoze era omubiri gwe nnina si gwe mbadde nago. Okeera ku makya, hotero yagamba egenda kuwa breakfast, nekuwa omugaati guba muwanvu bwe guti mukalu nnyo, nekuweerako n'ebijanjaalo ne kacyayi. Kati wooli omugaati guli era woba ogulidde na njala nnyo, oyinza okwekanga nga bakututte ku ddwaliro olw'ensonga wooguli ate n'onywa nnyo amazzi guzimba mu lubuto. So olina kulya kitono n'onywa amazzi, kuba okunywa amazzi teeka, oba oyagala oba toyagala olina okuganywa olw'ebbugumu. Buli ssaawa oba otulukuka bw'oti, kitegedde. So nabwe kityo eyo trip yange yasooka nenjiggala, nenziramu nenzirayo nga nina bye seetegereza. Wenzirayo ebyali bintutte era byali kujjayo mpapula zange eza kampani yange, neŋŋenda nagenda mu free trade zone esinga obunene nga ebintu bye bakoze biri well organized. Otuukawo banka wennyini wooli wogenze ku free trade zone weeri, hotero bazitaddewo wennyini wokolera registration ya company yo. Kitegeeza nti oba ogenze mu one stop center buli kimu weekiri, teri kwekwasa ate ngende mu tawuni komaweeno. Mu bintu bye nalaba, omuntu ayagala okukola transport trailer nga kati wolaba bannakenya otunuulira ku kkubo okwo, kizibu nnyo okulaba trailer 10 nga tolabyeko za bannakenya 5 oba 7. Reason why nti buli wobeera nga muyina opportunity ya gundi eyo eya etuuke gundi etuukibwako container ezo port, opportunity z'aba transporter weeziri, trailer mpitirivu zikyetaagisa. Kuba natuukayo nga Ethiopia 90% edipendinga ku Djibouti. Ne tuyingira nebaza aba free trade zone, baali tebammanyi, soose kubira bakulu, naye natuukayo ne bampa emmotoka namba n'entambuza buli we neetaaga. Emmotoka ng'ate omuntu gwentambula naye ali friendly nnyo, nekyotamubuuziza kikubuulira, ne mudde eno ne tudde eno. Olunaku twatambula, in fact olunaku olwo lwennyini baŋŋamba ne Mr. Hassan balina meeting ku gundi ku free trade zone okwo kwennyini, naye saamunoonya kuba nali simwetaaga at that time. ne tutambula wakyaliwo ebifo bingi ne Sudan wenyini we bamaze we bagenda oteeka stowa zaabwe nendabawo kuba Sudan baŋŋamba emaze okufuna yika 3 naye ekitundu ekimu ku byo bakindaga then nentunuuli ffe tetuyina eyaffe teriiyo tennabaayo naye nsuubira ejja kubaayo kuba abakulu webali then ne tutambula opportunity endala gye nnyinza okuwa abantu abali wano abalina ssente zammwe nga muyinza okuinvestinga mu warehouse zirimu ssente eri kuba natunuulira omusajja nandaga warehouse nga buli zootuukako bazibuukinze bantu omuntu ajja n'atikula konteyina nga 4 oba 3 za sukaali oba za muceere kati eyo opportunity weeri. Ekyokubiri wiiki gye mbaddeyo bampa amawulire aganneewunyisa nga sukaali amaze wiiki nnamba mu ggwanga taliimu. A wiiki nnamba nga there is no sugar. Kati gwe woba oyina capacity ereeta sukaali eyo opportunity weeri. Omuceere kuba basinga kulya makuloni, muceere, sukaali yeetaagisa, amazzi geetaagisa. Kati ebintu ng'ebyo bwe nabitunuulira ne ŋŋamba omuntu yenna anaasooka Djibouti wano ayinza okuganyulwamu, naye ng'olina okuba nga oli mugumiikiriza ku bino wammanga. Amazzi oganaaba okuva ku makya ge wanaabe ge onaaba ekiro gaba gookya ate gabaamu omunnyo, galimu olunyonyo kuba tegammuka n'owooyoza oyinza obutasobola kwoza lugoye. Kuleka waliyo sabbuuni gwe saamanya, abasobola okukola sabbuuni ayinza okukola ku ekyo, awo nawo waliwo opportunity. Ekirala mu bimu bye natunuulira abali mu sekita ya makanika, spare parts, opportunity weeri eyaddala kuba natambula neŋŋenda paka nenfuluma Djibouti neŋŋenda paka gye bazimba ennyumba z'abapensioners, abapoliisi, magye, biki babawo ennyumba, balina kitundu kye baagazeetinga ne bazimbamu ennyumba pensioners ze babagabira, yonna natuukayo. Ng'ekyali kintwala kutunuulira kuba ebiseera ebisingawo oyinza okujja nga osettinga business out of kibuga eyinza okukola ennyo okusinga eri mu congestion. Ojja kuleeta ebintu mu free trade zone nga weetaagawo outside shop eyinza okulanga ebintu byo bulungi. So ebyo byonna ne mbitunulako nga kye mbagamba ebiri wano bya ddala, teri babbi, abantu baayo okuleka nga muganye kukwatagana mu lulimi naye bali friendly nnyo, buli kyomubuuza kikuddamu nga wookimubuuzizza. Ebbanga lyomala nga mukwataganye mu lulimi, naye omuba temukwataganye ayinza n'otwala obudde anoonyani amanyi olulimi lw'oyogera musobole okuwuliziganya. Kitegedde? So wabaawo alina ekibuuzo ayinza okumbuuza nenkimuddamu.
Mwebale nnyo. Mukulu Shabani nja mukomyawo ebibuuzo byaffe tubeere nga tubiina, nja mubawa. I know you like him very much now because you have heard what you wanted to hear. Now, Your Excellency, I would like to introduce to you Honorable Sophia Nalde Joko. That lady there you were seeing next to you, she has helped me very much to do all the connections, whichever connection I wanted. And in fact, she gave me permission to call at any time, any day, any night. And when I ask her something, she tunes in direct, and tomorrow you do the same. So, in fact, even sometime I said that suppose these government officials were like Honorable Sophia Naule and the Minister Harriet in Tabaz. In fact, we could be doing a lot. They are the ones who encouraged us to make a report when we came back from Djibouti. They said, make a report to the Ministry of Trade and see. And that report we did, it is now they are following. I think you got a copy on that report. And the consulate also received. So, Honorable Sophia, I'd like you to give a word, but I want permission to bring this microphone to you. Don't worry, it has nothing, even if it is not sprayed on. Trust me. Okay, you have yours. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm going to speak in English. I think I'll remember Jakululida. Your Excellencies, Ambassador Hassan Mohamud, our consular, Mr. Richard Kalimuna, my friend, Mr. Rwanga, and everybody here, protocol observed. My name is Hajat Safia Nalule Juko. I've been in politics for the last 15 years. I was a member of parliament for the last 15 years. And now His Excellency, the President, appointed me to be the chairperson of the Equal Opportunities Commission. The Equal Opportunities Commission is a constitutional body established by an act of parliament to give effect to the constitutional mandate of eliminating discrimination and marginalization to people, to all categories of people, especially the marginalized persons like women, persons with disabilities, young people, old people, those in hard-to-reach areas, and others. So that's the portfolio I have. And how do I join in with Mr. Rwanga? Mr. Rwanga was introduced to me by my cousin, a gentleman called Mr. Kagwa. He wanted support to be connected to government. And for me, actually, my background, my father was a businessman. They are the ones who started the old tax park. And actually, the money which took me to school came from the old tax park. And that time, before I joined parliament, I was a councillor at Kampala City Council. And I didn't know, but I was one of the spokespersons for the private sector, for the business people. You see, that old tax park, people wanted to take it long ago, but I said no to this. Over my dead body, there are so many Ugandans working in the old tax park. And there are so many Ugandans depending on people who work in the old tax park. Then those people at that time when I just finished university, who wanted to take over the old tax park, I said no. So, I'm part of you because I originate from the private sector. So, Mr. Rwanga, when Mr. Rwanga actually came to me, for me, I was just playing a very simple role. I connected Mr. Rwanga to the responsible ministries, that is the Ministry of Trade, to Honorable Minister Harriet Intabazi. I connected him on the issues of travel. I connected him to Honorable, I normally forget the titles of the army guys, but Honorable Katumba Wamala, yes, Katumba Wamala, and I also connected him to our ambassador in Addis Ababa, because I think Rebecca takes that part of the region. Your Excellency, I also thank you very much, because we were communicating, but I had never seen you. Your Excellency, the consular, thank you very much for being approachable. Actually, we have been doing business on this small machine. And as I speak, I would like to encourage you, just use this small machine. you will do business in a minute. So I thank you for that. And I wanted to keep here to listen in to the issues of the traders. I thank you very much, first of all, traders, for supporting and okuwanirira private sector, because government gets a lot of taxes from the private sector. Thank you very much. And for the risk taker, when I went to the Scandinavian countries, the risk takers were being called Vikings. So for the Vikings, Mr. Semakula, thank you very much for explorer, to risk your life to go and explore for us the kind of opportunities on the other side. As I came in, I found somebody, the gentleman, talking about a number of issues. I didn't take his name. The gentleman in the glasses, with the glasses, Mr. Mlondo. I found him actually talking, enumerating a number of issues of concern to the traders. Things like security, things like standards. You know, what I have known from the private sector is that standards in terms of quality, quantity is actually still hindering our progress. I would like to see, maybe before I go to this, as His Excellency was closing, he was talking about the need for foodstuffs. And indeed, Uganda is an agricultural country. I would like to amplify the call by His Excellency, the President, for all Ugandans to support the agricultural sector. Because as much as you are going to deal in export, you are going to buy from the producers. Government has introduced the parish development model. You know, sometimes, for me, I like you business guys. When you listen in, you go out and act. But some people listen in and think that, like I'm talking to you, that maybe I'm talking to other people outside there. For me, I'm not that type of person. I listen in and I want to take up the issue as hot as it is. So, I would like to request you, all of you come from a particular village. Kindly, as much as you are in trade, encourage Ugandans to go to the gardens and produce. Because if you want passion fruits, where are you going to get the passion fruits from? It is from the farmers. And it may be like 10 of you who want the passion fruits. But the farmers are very few. So you will not sustain the quantity, which is maybe required in Djibouti, maybe per month or per week or per year. So on my part, as the chairperson of the Equal Opportunities Commission, with the parish development model, we have developed a guideline to integrating equal opportunities and affirmative action in the implementation of the parish development model. What is in that book? Maybe somebody else, my bodyguard, can help me to bring those books if they are around. What is in that book? For every pillar in the parish development model, maybe it is production, try to make sure that even if somebody is a woman, even if somebody is a youth, even if somebody is disabled like me, let that person have a certain enterprise she or he takes on. Because for you, you will need the product from that person. So I would like you to join government to make sure that Ugandans can produce. And you know very well, I've been a politician. If you are alone in your family, and you are the only person maybe going to Djibouti or China or whatever, so many people behind you will always wait for you and ask you for money. You shouldn't wait for people to ask you for money. If you are dealing in a certain enterprise, just tell those people to go into producing that very item. I think by so doing, we'll reduce dependency in the country, and we'll get everybody to earn something. Thank you, Mr. Semakula, for sharing with us the opportunities. I would like to close by saying that I think for us, Mr. Rwanga, we may open up something like a website. I don't know whether you have done it already, to share with so many Ugandans about the opportunities around. I don't know, I'm not very active in the private sector. I know some people may want to keep some information to themselves so that maybe they exploit the bucket. But what I know is that it may act to your disadvantage. Let us share the opportunities with as many people as possible so that we are all involved in this trade. Maybe Djibouti will not be the end of the world. We may end up waking up like other countries like Turkey and others, opening up similar opportunities. So kindly make sure that you involve as many Ugandans as possible to benefit from this opportunity. Actually, my being here was a continuation of listening to you, to know what you want government to do for you. I'm not the Minister of Trade. I'm not in transport, logistics and whatever was a concern. But as disabled as I am, Mr. Rwanga has told you, I'm very influential. There's no minister I can write to and he doesn't respond. So if you can put across your concerns, my role will be networking, because the issues we deal with as Equal Opportunities Commission are cross-cutting in nature. And you never know, you may need something to be done by Parliament, and then we can get there in Parliament. So I would like to end by thanking you so much. I don't know how much time I have because I'm seeing calls from office, but let me keep up for some time. I listen in and then I can take up, but I will eventually, I will require you to give me a written report on what transpires in this day's meeting. I thank you very much for listening to me. For those who will be interested, these are the books.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Sophia. I think the name is Sophia, but I always call you Sophia. Okay? But I don't know whether it is the same. My dear brothers and sisters, now I have come back on the microphone. I would have used the language I'm used to, but according to the other friends I have, His Excellency Hassani, Mr. Zkan and the team, and the other brother there. So I have to use my broken English, but I know it will bring the content in it. Honorable Sophia, thank you for talking about hardship. Sincere. Yeah. Yes. 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 Okay. Yeah, I have good news that some Ugandans have already gone there and they are teaching English. And I know we have even other investors. We have a certain investor is now in South Africa, but he's on the net now. Also is very much interested to open up an international school also there. But let me tell you, even if Djibouti is small as you hear, but it is an ocean. You will drink your little water and quit, and others drink also. So please, let us join hands, heads, and brains, and we start business to Djibouti and from Djibouti. One problem we find that some people think that we should do business like in Uganda, that we should depend on factories only. But you cannot do factories when you don't have business people or traders. So we need both, factories and businessmen, all business ladies, because if I say businessmen, Christine might kill me. And I have someone who can even scratch my matama, Mulangira, Maureen. That one is the one teaching Myoga in Nakasero. But you don't give us Myoga, stand up and people see you, because you were the one behind the Myoga sector in Nakasero, in Central Division. Hey, Kampala District. Hey, if you want the man of Myoga, she's there. Now, I want to tell you something very small about Djibouti. The opportunities in Djibouti are many. And in fact, I would request the government, first of all, to avail the Uganda Airlines route to Djibouti. Then, also, as I know our president can join hands and brains with Djibouti and Ethiopia to make a security corridor watch on the road from Addis Ababa to Mweyale, so that the other people here who have trailers can start that opportunity of the road business. Because let me tell you, we have some people here who are dealing in cars. It is very easy to bring cars from Japan, you drop them in the Djibouti Free Trade Zone, and then within 4 days, the car is here in Kampala. You can sell from the internet or the online. So, these people who are redundant are going to get jobs being drivers to drive cars from Djibouti to Kampala, just for 3 days, and you earn $1 million and above. We shall also ask the government, because last time when we were in Djibouti with the risk takers, we requested the Djibouti government to avail Uganda government a piece of land in the free trade zone. And the purpose was that we wanted to come back and convince the government to build their cold rooms and warehouses, so that all the stockings which come from Uganda, like milk, meat, pineapples, and whatever fruits and vegetables, can be put in our cold rooms and warehouses. So I think the government can get a portion somewhere from Myogoba PDP, then they construct there. And the good news that the government has already engaged between the two governments, Uganda and Djibouti, to work on that. I think His Excellency will give a hint on that, or one of the two. Let me tell you people, we have all the possibility to do business and to become rich from Uganda to Djibouti. I have my friend Oskan here. We had, with the risk takers, we wanted to go to Turkey. And then when we reached there, the Turkish embassy turned us down. And I was very furious with him. But I made a friend with him. He made my friend, because he is not the other embassy who denied us visas. But let me tell you, I think, I don't know whether they thought that we were going to steal something from Turkey or what. But you have to tell them that we are serious. And that's why we say, you see, to Djibouti it becomes simple, because we are making Africa to Africa development. We wanted to see if you are really serious and if you are really willing to go to Turkey. Yeah, so the technicians, mechanics, they have opportunity, as Shaban said. And even the government can just allocate a place like a restaurant, and we start to promote Ugandan food in Djibouti. We shall invite friends. We have already now friends here, Djiboutians here. We can take them and we invite them, they eat Uganda food, and then afterwards they go and they spread, they evangelize that the Ugandan food is very sweet, soft, and good. So, if we sell Ugandan food or fruits or vegetables in Djibouti, it means that Uganda is going to get dollars back. Because when we are in Djibouti, we are going to eat food with dollars, not with Uganda shillings. So Uganda has to promote and to support its people, like giving us Uganda Airlines to do a route there, because even if they are thinking that they might not get people coming back, but I know when they do 3 routes, already they will get the customers to come back. Because you take a 50, tomorrow take a 100, the other day take 100, then the other route you will bring the 40 back. So, Honorable Sophia, you have to tell the big people there where you sit or where you can scratch the ears. Then what can I talk about? Yeah. From Dubai to Djibouti, they told me it takes 3 days. A container takes 3 days. So if you make a business from Dubai to Djibouti, just for 3 days, why can't you make a business? Now the container from Djibouti, from Dubai to Mombasa, it takes how many days? Like 9 to 10, right? Then you put other 10. But you find that it takes like 25 to 28 days from Dubai to here. So if we stock our things in Djibouti, it will just take 3 days from Djibouti and you give your customer what you are selling. Do you get the logic? People, if you have your money, you can open up that chance there. Those ones who can make factories, it is easy, 0 tax. Do you hear that? I know you like it, but maybe you pose as if you have not heard it. Those are, let me talk it in Uganda. Waliwo obomaze okuligestaringa tekuli kasolo mukitegedde temukanguyiriza mukawangaze nga bwe nkakoze tekuli kasolo olidde kakati. Do you get me? There is a problem, but we have already got a solution. That the Djibouti Free Trade Zone had their what? How can I call it? The policy was that if you register from there a company, also you have to be with a warehouse of not less than 500 square meters, right? Naye ngaffe baawano nkyusiza okuyitakataka musobole okukategeera obulungi. Tulina obwongo bwe tuyinza okusala nti mu kifo ky'okusasula emitwalo 4 egya $1 omwaka, nakana akanaanamu ebitaano aka registration, tusobola okwegatta abantu 10 ne tutemaatema okugenda okakana nga buli muntu awadde siringi nga 6 oba 7. Mukitegedde bulungi? Naye nga ffe tweyita omuntu omu. Panelia group of company, muchitegedde? You have to understand. So I think, I don't know whether, it is bad that the Minister of Trade is not here, and she had told me that she was going to send a representative, but we would request the Minister of Trade to make another meeting immediately after this one, so that we sit and we speak in the local languages, Runyankore, Rutoro, Rusoga, Ruchiga, because for me I can hear most of the languages, so that we understand deeply what we have asked and what we have heard as answers, and we make the strategy how we are going to benefit and strategize in the free trade zone. Have you got me? Because the government has to come in. What we are going to do is going to bring in money for the government of Uganda, and then the government of Uganda will do other things for us, not so? So we should not walk around. Let us bring the government here, we come here and then we walk side by side, you understand? So that is what I can tell you about that. I don't want to take a lot of time, but after here, the staff of the consulate will remain supporting you, and anytime you want my support, I will be there on WhatsApp, on telephone calls, physically. I'm there to tell you what to do, because what we want after, I'm following the campaign of these people, the risk takers. I don't know whether people saw you. I would like you people to stand up. The risk takers, stand up for recognition. Yeah. That team, we went to Djibouti when few of us knew each other. But it was just a WhatsApp thing. Please, there is a chance, let us go and see what is happening. And people started to pay in. I'm going. And now, these people, they had a mission saying that after lockdown and the COVID, the business life has to continue. Have you heard? So that's how we managed to do, and these things are coming because of those people. So we thank you, we thank the consulate. In fact, our consulate is very nice, Mr. Richard Kalumuna. has his PA. Here, Mr. Oscar is very nice. If you have any problem, go to Garden City and talk to them. We thank His Excellency Hassan. Whenever we scratch him, also he brings back and is very active. Sometimes I ask him, but are you really coming from Djibouti? Because you know, people of Djibouti, you can communicate to them today, and they reply you after 5 weeks. But His Excellency Hassan, if you scratch on him like the tongue, immediately he gives you the answer. So people, we have to wake up, we have to work hard, we have to look for opportunities, and we have opportunities where we are going to be free. These people are very friendly, they are good. In fact, we used to move all night, the clubs and whatever, and there was nobody even trying to do what to pull you. Never. The other people are balangira abedda. Muchitagera when I say that. Kubanga when I say they behave like abaganda abedda, other people might be angry. Newaganti habwenchi no gamba baganda yitwa abanyankore n'abakiga turi. Konkane manya ngonyankore n'abakiga program yabo is activeness. I will beat you. Just saying I will beat you with a what? But the Muganda says, so the difference is there. So now we want to be like a Bachiga. A word with action. So let's try. We are going to Djibouti on 23rd in November. Please, those people who want to go to Djibouti, start to register today. You understand? People have been disturbing me. Now I didn't get an invitation. Please, I heard about the meeting. Put me on the list. I said, these people make their plan. They're not like us. You wake up and you go in the soup and you cut matoke and you eat. You get me? So Oscar is here. Sister, stand up. Those ones who pass by, you see what that is. Sister who was registering you for the meeting. So if you want to go to Djibouti, if you don't go to the consulate, you can go to Busiwa and then you register. We have to make this. How much? Okay. We are waiting from His Excellency to give us from Uganda Airlines. Even though for me I had lost hope. Because I tried and nothing, I got back. But I think you big people, they will hear. But if they give us at a good price, then it will be good. If not, then we have their mujawawe onu kabina. You understand? Fly Dubai na yetu muteka ku kasita Uganda Airlines egano tukolera festu amsubuziteye baka na ye nga we are hoping that you have to be with not you will be with not less than 1,500, but you have to be with 2,000 or and above because you might buy other things there. But for air ticket and accommodation, meals, visa, you will be in like $1,500. It will work. But after getting this connection, the prices will come down, don't fear. Thank you very much. If you have any question for me, for Shaban, then I think it is the time to raise. So I take back the microphone to Mr. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ruanga Augustine, for those words. It is true, the prices are still being negotiated, but the other airlines, we already have them. We are just waiting to compare with Uganda Airlines, and we see if what makes business sense for us is what we shall communicate. I wish to recognize a few more people. We have Mr. Mulangwe, Uganda Marketeers Services. Kindly stand up for special recognition. Those who are into export of fresh foods to Mogadishu, to Djibouti, he has the experience in other areas, and he's interested in having a group of those fresh exporters, food exporters, to see how we can link into His Excellency Karumna's cargo plane to transport fresh food to Djibouti. We have Dr. Yakub Hashin. Kindly stand up for a special recognition. He's from Djibouti, but has been here for over 10 years, doing business here, and certainly now looking at going back home with us all. We have Mr. Jabez Lin. Kindly stand up for a special recognition. Mr. Jabez Lin is a Chinese investor here who is into large-scale fertilizer production, and of course already looking at how he can take excess back through this route with this package that we are putting in place. We have the CEO here with us of Cargo Consolidators Association. Madam Gloria Kaisu, kindly stand up for a special recognition. So the cargo consolidators, once these planes start the flights, we hope to make a good relationship and make business safer, secure, and cheaper for your association members. And lastly, we have Mr. Patrick Tusime, Uganda Free Zone Authority. I request you to come forward and give us a word from your area. Thank you so much. There are attendance lists on your tables. Kindly make use of those attendance lists. We need to get feedback and give you feedback and follow-up. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, moderator. His Excellencies, protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Tusime. I work with the Uganda Free Zones Authority. Uganda Free Zone Authority was established in 2014 by Act of Parliament. We are under Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Our mandate is to develop, manage, supervise and control free zones in Uganda. Free zones in Uganda, there are two types. We have public free zones and private free zones. Public free zones is developed by government, where the government set up infrastructure and attract private players to come and set up and process for export. For that matter, we have established one at Entebbe International Airport, 5 acres. Next financial year, it will be done. We also have private free zone. As a business community, you can identify your land and you develop. Then after developing it with our license, then you process for export. So now in Uganda, as of now, we have 34 free zones circulating all over the country. We have in Jinja, we have in Soroti, we have in Busia, and some Western Uganda. So I want to encourage the private sector to establish a free port zone, because you can import your goods from Djibouti port free zones, tax-free, to Uganda, tax-free. You keep your goods. Then when you re-export, you don't pay duties. But when you break bulk and you send the local market, you pay taxes. And there's no time frame. You can keep your goods at any duration. So I would encourage the business community to think about that. And we have, as Uganda Free Zone Authority, we have land in Bujiri. There's 70 acres we can offer to business communities and they establish infrastructure. Then you bring your goods duty-free to that area, then you break bulk to your fellow businessmen. So it will also encourage the team from Djibouti Free Zone to have a discussion on how we can facilitate our business communities. Uganda Free Zone Authority, we are located on 6th floor, Communications House. With the request from this engagement, we have more discussions. So in the audience, if anybody would like to contact me, my number is 0782 Sime Patrick. Sime Patrick. MTN 0782 115544. Airtel, same number, 0702 115544. Thanks so much for listening. Gentlemen.
We'll try to throw more light about the work of trade zone authority in the country.
Yes, sir.
Because you talked about it, but not many have really understood what you mean by free trade authority of this country. So can you elaborate?
Okay. Thanks so much. Uganda Free Zones Authority, as you have said, we are a government agency. Our job is to facilitate export-oriented investment in the country. You identify a product you would like to export. And when you invest under Free Zone Authority, you're supposed to export 80% outside East African community. Then you enjoy all the benefits. So when you get a Free Zone license, you know the government of Uganda has categories of incentives to promote investment in the country. When you're a foreign investor and you want to develop a free zone, let me say 1 square mile, you're supposed to invest $50 million when you're a foreign investor. Then you enjoy all the benefits. 10-year tax holiday. When you're breeding raw materials, machinery, spare parts, they're tax exempted. VAT is exempted. Profit, they are repatriated. There's no restriction when you're a foreigner. Then when you're an investor within ESC, you know, since we're in one block, we are one. When you're a developer, you're supposed to invest $10 million. Then you qualify for all those incentives I've mentioned. 10-year tax holiday on the income you earn from rentals in the free zones is exempted. VAT, all the taxes, they're exempted. But when you're a local investor and you invest within the Kampala metropolitan, you're supposed to invest $300,000. $300,000. You qualify all the tax incentives, all they have mentioned. 10-year tax holiday, machinery, all they're tax exempted. But when you're a local investor and you're investing outside Kampala, let me say outside Kampala metropolitan, you're supposed to invest $150. Then you qualify for all the incentives. So the government recognizes you as an investor when you invest outside Kampala, because you want to create opportunities, you want to create jobs, you want to cause urbanization. That's why the threshold is lower for those investors. And at the Uganda Free Zone Authority, we issue 3 types of licenses. There is a developer's license. That one is issued to someone, to an enterprise that's going to develop the place, pull water, pull electricity, develop internal road, warehouses. Then for you qualify for a developer's license. So you can develop a place, but you don't want to manage, to operate and manage. Then an enterprise will come in your area and get operator's license from Uganda Free Zone Authority. And however, you can develop the place, but you don't want to enter into day-to-day operations of the work. So you will hire an expertise, a company that has the knowledge to operate, to manage a free zone. Then it's supposed to come to us to get that free zone, that license for the manager's license. However, you can be both. You can develop your place, let me say like this room, you're processing for export. You get a developer's license, you get operator's license, and manager's license. You do both. Thank you, sir. I think I've answered you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick from the Uganda Free Zone Authority. As I earlier told you, we are closely working together to make sure we develop our own concept of Djibouti-Uganda Free Zone in Uganda to receive all the cargo meant for the region. In the next 30 minutes, we are going to have at least 10 questions, if any, from the audience. We have them answered to by His Excellency Hassan and the Djibouti executive. Thereafter, we shall have closing remarks from the front table, in particular His Excellency Kalumna Richard, as we wind up. And then a request from the consulate is that after we close, we should have a group photograph, and I hope all of you have properly, ably documented your details on the attendance list. There are very many people here, business community, that have come, and thank you for honoring our invitation. It is our commitment to continue updating you on every detail possible enough to make us successful in as far as using the International Free Trade Zone is concerned. That commitment, we are making it on behalf of the consulate as our legal main mandate to push for commercial diplomacy. Thank you so much for coming. I am going to recognize a few other people. We have Everbest Tours and Travel Safaris. Kind of stand up, Mr. Simon, for special recognition. CEO Director, VIP Waters, Mr. Godfrey. Kindly stand up for special recognition. Thank you so much. Let's have 5 to 10 questions from the audience. Mr. Ahmad. Kindly note that you'll use 2 microphones. One is for the media, another one is for the conference.
Thank you once again for this wonderful opportunity you are giving us. But with my experience regarding us Ugandans specifically, with Henry Ndinaiwe, CEO and Chairman, Herald Intercontinental Services. As I said, I did in coffee cocoa and then fresh produce export. By knowing who we are, mainly, not everybody, but majority of us, we normally need specific information if you are to take this opportunity ahead. One, my request is, can we have a page, possibly a page, on the Djibouti Free Zone website that clearly specifies the opportunities in regard to export from Uganda to Djibouti, in terms of logistics, in terms of security, and in addition you add on the requirements to be an exporter in Uganda, because I've been there, Uganda Export Promotion Board, they have a list of requirements. Sometimes we just assume that you wake up in the morning and just buy produce from Kabale, come and put it on the flight on Entebbe to Djibouti. That is not true. There are certain procedures. So we have a mini website, like a page, that guides a person from the beginning to getting a license, possible from Ministry of Agriculture. Then from there, how do you get a visa? How do you get which products are much required in Djibouti? Possibly even potential buyers in Djibouti, and also what would be the process until the export, including guidance on the payments between sellers and the buyers, like requirements of LCs and all that. In summary, if that can't be made from the website of the free zone, possibly Mr. Rwanga, can you create that website that will fully give 100% guidance on these people if they are to exploit the opportunities we are talking about? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Livingston Ruwaga from Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I would like to appreciate the work being done by the Ambassador and the Councillor Richard and Mr. Agustin for the benefit of Ugandans. Somebody asked about the prices, the cost of transport from here to Djibouti. It has not been answered. Then by land and by sea and by air, to and fro, and maybe sale of goods from Djibouti to Mombasa. Then I would also ask the Ambassador or our Councillor, Mr. Richard, whether there's an opportunity in the future to showcase the goods that are in Djibouti, say in the different sectors, to have maybe another forum for people who have already established their enterprises in Djibouti in the different areas, say in tourism, construction, apparel, ICT, food processing, to mention but a few, so that the people in here get to know what is exactly in Djibouti. How could they work together with the people of Djibouti in partnership, joint ventures, and the rest of it? Thank you very much. I would also request for the benefit of our Ugandans, like Mr. Augustine said, we should work together for to mitigate the few factors that would reduce us from working with the people of Djibouti. To reduce the costs, let's work together, because together we stand and divided we fall. So let's get our heads together such that we can benefit from the three ports and zones authority of Djibouti. Thank you very much.
The protocol observed. Mutale Shafiq. I'm a lawyer. Despite the camouflage, I will need either the consulate or Mr. Rwanga to react on the question posed by the Secretary General of Uganda Law Society on specifically whether we have arrangements governing the business between Uganda and Djibouti, and or any other partners where we're going to engage in the business, because it was not reacted upon, and I think it is of public interest in this audience.
Thank you. But allow me to say this in my local language. Amanya nze Kizito Abdul, nkolera okulya mu street. Naye amanya nze Kizito Abdul, okusookera ddala ngenda ku bigambo bya Madam Safia, ebiseera ebisinga lwaki opportunities waste zifa omululu, nja kuba ekyafaayo ekya Sudan. Abantu bafuna omukisa ogwo ne batwala amagi ne batwala amazzi naye nga babyekuumira bo nga bo nga tebabuulira balala. Olw'omululu bamaliza tebafunyeemu, era batono nnyo abaafunamu, ate abaafunamu era tebagenda kiwanvu. Okudda ku nsonga ya Madam Safia nti gwagenda okutwala ennaanaasi n'atwala amazzi weetaaga abakozi. Abavubuka bangi ku street abatene bye bakola, mubaleete on board. Let them know. Tusensitizing abantu bategere nti twetaaga ennaanasi, twetaaga muwogo kubanga emmere teriiyo. Twetaaga buli kimu kye twetaaga. Gwagenda okutwala ng'omugagga asobola okubitika mu container. Abavubuka bano tubagamba bali mu byalo. Nze I'm ready to do the volunteering. Nkikole tusomese abantu. Gwali waggula asobola obitwala obitwale. N'abaana abasobola okubirima mu nnimiro babirime. N'abasobola okwetikka beetikke. Gwa factory agitadde weetaaga ebimigugu. Nabo batikke baleete on board. Ojja kuba oyambeko ku government okuba nti abeekalakaasa obakendezezzaako n'emirimu girabise. Ekyokubiri nti tulabye nti banking system tebamanyi luzungu. Aba banking system mugende mutandikeyo banks. Mwabamanyi oluzungu mugikole gy'emirimu. Abasawo mugende nammwe muteekeyo emirimu. Oba oli awo tunaagenda maaso. Ekisemberayo ddala nabuzizza ku interest rate. Oyinza okuba nti wano ogenze ne ssente. N'ojja kwesanga nga weetaaga oto okwewola mu nsi eyo ssente. Manya interest rate tebakitubuulidde weetaaga ssente mmeka oba interest rate yenkana ki. Osobola okuyitawo nakyo oba kiyinza okukulemerera. Niyanza nnyo, niyanzege. Kisto Abdul gemanya gange.
Thank you very much. By name is Ntale Edward, Chairperson, United Arcaders Traders Entrepreneurs Association, Uganda. First of all, I first thank the Djibouti government to give us this opportunity to work with you. Thank you very much. But I would like to know, because Djibouti, it has 1.4 million population in number. It means the number is still very low. And we traders, we need numbers. We deal with numbers. And I think the market will be limited. We need to hear from you, Your Excellency. What are the most wanted products in Djibouti? So that we can come with those ones which are most wanted, than going with any product we think that it can work in Djibouti. 2, most of the countries, we've been seeing our investors in different countries hassling with some of the rules and regulation governing the country. Do you have minimum wage in your country? Because we may think that we shall find workers there, and we end up without getting anyone who can help us to do our work, because they can be expensive, which means we need to go with our what? With our labor. Will you allow us to go with our laborers, casual laborers, and others, so that we create more opportunities, employment opportunities? Or you have 3, we are now hustling with transport costs. Do you have Djibouti Airlines also as Uganda? We do. So that we can use both. If yours is cheap, we can go with Djibouti Airlines. If ours is okay, we go with it. Another one, Djibouti is 98% Muslims. Do you allow people who deals in alcohol? Are they allowed in your country? Because we don't want to come with our business, that whatever your business men come with your businesses, and we end up pouring our alcohol into the what? Into the dust. So also we need to know that. Lastly, is the Djibouti governed by Sharia laws? Because our Ugandans, you know, we have different dress codes. Someone may come in your office when he's putting mini, and he end up suffering. So we need to know such a things. I'm sorry to go. This is a piece of advice. We businessmen, we need to make everything easier. One of our traders faced many problems on his way going to the Djibouti. Can you please negotiate with your neighboring countries like Ethiopia and others so that they can make road transport easier and also visa to be easier so that we can travel or we can use road transport to Djibouti. Another thing, I think Djibouti must change, or they can add on their curriculum English program so that our people can get translators. Also, you know, communication is very important in business community. That's why we face a big problem in China. You may find a Chinese using only calculator to talk with you. So I think that one also will help us to do business with Djibouti. This goes to Madam Honorable, that as you are the government official here, we are requesting you kindly to stop disguising around like one of our colleagues here who came and tries to give us false information about free zone trade. Mr. who? Mr. Patrick. For me, I went to Mutukula in one of your free zone, but I found only 2 containers, empty containers in a free zone area and sand. Everyone, I think, who knows Mutukula, you can go there. So please, Madam Honorable, I'm requesting you to advise these people that we are not enjoying our government because of them. They are good at telling lies. We need to work like the Djibouti. Now they are calling us to go and invest in their countries. But ours, you are here telling us you are working in a free zone authority, but you're not doing anything for us, and we cannot benefit from you. Next time, come with a serious business, because we don't want lies, though you're a government official. Thank you very much.
We are having one last question from the audience, and after that, we listen into 2 questions of those joining us online, and we react and close. Thank you.
Once again, I'm Daniel Mkago. I would like to ask about the question of prices. We have been exporting fruits to different countries, and we get so many challenges. You export your fruits from here to South Africa. You reach there, you find you have some competitors. Our products, I want to tell you Ugandans, we have the most and the good and sweet fresh fruits all over the Africa. But we have a biggest challenge. You take our fruits, you reach there, you are competing with Ethiopia. I'm going to give you an example of pineapple and avocado. The avocado of Ethiopia, it is too small. You cannot even find one that it is even a half a quarter. But you take your avocado from here to South Africa, it's an example. You find you have 2 avocados, they can make 1 kilogram. But the challenge is, in the competition of the market, you find the price of our avocado, it is on $2. It is the same as for Ethiopia, which is too small, the same price. I would like to ask His Excellency, how are you going to help us in a such challenge to see that our farmers can benefit and traders we can also benefit on that? Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have closed on the questions. We have one online who wants to ask a question. Then His Excellency Hassan, you'll make some answers. At the same time, invite the executive in Djibouti to give us his closing remarks. Then we revert back to His Excellency for the final remarks. Online IT. Are we having the online person asking? Or we? Thank you. His Excellency, I invite you to come and make your reactions to the questions.
And thank. Okay, go ahead.
Hello. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me. I'm from the Uganda Embassy in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I'm called Djibouti Namubiru. I bring greetings from Excellence Ambassador Rebecca Muge Otengo, who is not able to be with us today. She has traveled to represent Uganda at the United Nations. Uganda Embassy in Addis Ababa is also accredited to Djibouti. I will not take a lot of time because I had bad connections, but mine is a remark. I would like to advise that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Uganda is also brought on board. Because any matters that go out of the country, Ministry of Foreign Affairs has to be involved. And if we are to have government-to-government interactions, it is through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And our Ambassador Rebecca Amuge Otengo on Sunday met with the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Djibouti, and they discussed the same issues that are being discussed now. She is ready to liaise with you and also with the Honorary Consul, Mr. Chadi in Kampala, to see that our traders are helped in any way that they need and that is possible by the government. Also, when it comes to the issue of acquiring land, it is a government-to-government issue, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Uganda and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Djibouti will be ready to help Ugandan traders in any way they want. I liaise with the Honorary Consul.
That is the deputy mission Addis Ababa. Are you still with us? We've lost her. Oh, okay. His Excellency, kindly. We have 20 minutes to go. We need to make good use of these minutes. In case she's back, kindly let us know. We can proceed with reactions.
Yeah, thanks again. And, Miss Anne is a deputy head mission in Addis Ababa and the Uganda embassy in Addis Ababa. Uganda embassy in Addis Ababa also is for Djibouti. So we're just waiting to link again. So we need to say some few words which concern business trade between the governments. And Ambassador Rebecca, and 2 days before, she was in Djibouti. She had meeting with the Minister of the Foreign Affairs in Djibouti and the Business Chamber of Commerce and the Minister of the Trades. So we invited her to join us today to just give us some remark, and but unfortunately she has another, as Anne mentioned, another duty. Anyway, and we hope she will retain us again. Before, just we need to clarify some points, and the waiting also the Anne to join us late. And relating about the website, Djibouti Free Trade Zone, there is also the website, Djibouti Free Trade Zone is, and they will share with you later with the Djibouti team. We'll share us the link of the websites. So we ask this website just only giving us detailed information about the Djibouti Free Trade Zone and the procedure and what's existed and how to make the registration is, and all things relating about the Djibouti Free Trade Zones. So, and as our participant mentions, maybe we requested with the risk team and leader, Mr. Augustino, to to set up the website, and then we'll ask the team of Djibouti to link to give more information about the both country business community. So with future, we prefer to make or to arrange the meeting between business community, Djibouti side and the Uganda side, and set up meeting. The first meeting we'll arrange in Kampala. So this is, we'll plan inshallah next years. So now we are almost 2 months is remaining for this year, and the new year is the, after that we will arrange with the collaboration our consular and the Chamber of Commerce in Djibouti. So this is the things, and for cost of the transportation by air, by land, by sea, from Djibouti to Uganda. Before this is, there is the the best transport cost is a road. Road is a cheaper, and cheapest things is a transportation by the river. So unlikely we don't have the river connecting from Uganda to the Djibouti, but there is the road now from Djibouti to Addis, Addis to the Moyale, Moyale to the Malabar. This is not a long way, but there is actually, this is currently some issue and security issue inside of the Ethiopia. So we cannot encourage the people using now this way, because almost it's secure, but there's something according to the conflict we know all of. So, but it's feasible to use this is. So, what's the advantage? For example, when you bring the cargo from Europe to Djibouti, or from Asia or Far Asia to Djibouti by the sea is a short. It's a short time. Then transit time will be shorter. For example, from Asia to Djibouti, Far Asia to Djibouti, it takes 15, 14, 16 days by sea. From Djibouti, for the clearance, for the container or the cargo, they do it before the cargo arrive by online. This is the online. They will do, they clear everything. When the cargo arrive, the vessel is arrive off left of the container, the second hour or the second days, you will bring your cargo directly. So from Djibouti to the Addis, there's the electric railway. It's the one in Africa first, the electric railway. It takes 11 hours. It takes 11 hours, and the one container 40 feet almost, the cost is 1,400. 1,400 from Djibouti to Addis by 40 feet containers. But by Addis up to the Uganda, it needs to make some study. I don't know. This is. It needs to do some study. But we hope some businessmen from here, maybe they will do some study. And the for Djiboutian side, we request also some people, they do some study. Protocol agreement between the Djibouti and Uganda, yes, we have the protocols. We have big protocol under the umbrella of the IGAD. There is the IGAD, there is the Samselil working is agreement for the trades. So both government, we have good relations, we have protocols, even if the two ministers of the trade recently, they met in the last conference 2 months before, 3 months before in international trade organizations. It was in Europe, but I don't know exactly the place. I met my minister, he told me these issues. So there's a good protocol between us, no worry about this. LIBORs, the LIBORs in Djibouti, for example, when you set up your business in Djibouti, you allow it to hire 70%. If you set up your company in the free zone, you allow it to hire 70% foreigner. And the 30% local for the first 5 years. The 5 years, you allow it to hire 70% foreigner. It's depending on your business. If you need the quality, and the main skill is you don't get in Djibouti, the law of the labor of government is allowed. So this is something attractive for the business. Connectivity by air. Now, actually, there is no any air connected directly flight from Djibouti to the Kampala. But both airlines, Uganda's airline and the Djibouti Airlines, we already approached it. We encourage them. You know, the airlines always, they make some study, and they look at the profitability for this. If they got more clients, they start before you're asked. So they are under study for this issue. Even if we got, for Djibouti side, Djibouti Airlines already got permission of the landing from Minister of the Transport here in Uganda. We already finalized all the documents, but they are by just looking the client and the cargos. And we hope and soon we will realize this is also the same thing for the Uganda Airlines. And I will let for the law of the government, Sharia. This is our government law is not Sharia. Is an as we do most of African country is what's calling this is a Western law. The mean is no any Sharia law, yeah, in the governments. Maybe our consular is visit Djibouti and Mr. Agustino visit, he can tell you. But as a businessman is open. If you want to go to the best way, is open. If you want to go to the wrong way, is open. But I will advise you as a businessman, right way only. Don't waste your money and your time, something and not benefit for yourself and for your business. But everything is open. Joint venture, yes. If you want to do the business, next time when the businessman visit Djibouti, we will arrange the meeting with the Chamber of Commerce, your counterpart. You can deal with him. You can make agreement. You can make joint venture. You will discuss. The best client you get, you can do joint venture or partners, because this is the thing available in the good ways to do the business, the both countries. I think the rest I will let Mr. Richard and the team of Djibouti the answer. And really just I want to thank his Honorable Safia for her commitment to come this meeting and attended, and this is the really I appreciate, and thanks very much, Madam Honorable. And really I will thank all of you, because the time for the businessman is precious. Time is money for the businessman. For us, no money, because anyway we don't have no money. But for you, the time is money. So I really appreciate and thank you for coming, for attending for this conference. And we hope we will meet more and more times for discussing the business. Because as a diplomat, we need to set up good relations, political relations, business to business, good relations also. So between the business to business is create the good environment for our young generations. So we rely you, the business, the politicals rely you. So you have to take this responsibility to make entire African continent rich, stable, because when is there the business, when the young generation get the business, it will be stable. The problem in Africa, there is no good job, no good opportunity for them. So we rely and thank you all, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much, His Excellency Hassan, for those closing remarks. We are going to listen from Djibouti. Mr. Mahmoud, are you with us? Mr. Mahmoud?
Yes, good morning all of you. I'm with you.
Yes, kindly make some reactions, answers to some questions, and give us your closing remarks. Thank you so much.
Will you hear me, right?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, all of you. Excellency Mr. Hassan, Ambassador of Djibouti in South Sudan. Madam Sophia, Honorable Hassan, Madam Sophia, Honorable President of Djibouti in London, Mr. Augustino, and all of you who honor us today with their presence in this conference. Good morning, all of you. It's all my pleasure to be being with you today. I would like to thank, special thanks to Mr. Augustino for the effort. And effort that he made on the ground in Rwanda, in Rwanda. We have been sure all of you, the market is very limited. That's why Djibouti government undertake to develop or to invest in the logistics platform. Djibouti is well situated, as you know, at the crossroad of the three continents. With the development of the platform, logistics platform, currently in Djibouti, we have, in Djibouti city, we have four ports operational. We have dedicated terminal, one for the containers, one for the oil terminal, oil product, and the other one is the multi-purpose port for the conventional cargo, dry cargo, and the small parts of the containers. We have, with the high demand of oil volume, the government started to construct a new terminal of oil. So the jetty on the quay are under construction or to be operational in the coming months. For that project, I take this opportunity that it's open to invest in the storage tank. The government only constructs the berthing on the maritime facilities. So it's open for the private sector to invest in the storage. Coming back with the different ports that we have. So in order to allow the business people to invest in Djibouti, we start we have small free zones in Djibouti since 1950. But the last one, with the first phase of 600 hectares, we started operation December 2018. So as you well know, free zones is a platform that's been like, outside of Djibouti in terms of law. So the cargo coming to the port can be transported directly to the free zones and to be stored with only one declaration without paying any tax. So it's the first time that we hear it, that we learn something from the business community in Uganda on the capacity of our brothers and sisters in Uganda, with the initiative of Excellency Mr. Hassan, on the great support of Mr. Agostino. We thought that there is a place of our brothers and sisters of Uganda in Djibouti, international free trade zone. This is my second part, so you know what I call it, why to come to Djibouti. So, and our understanding is, as long as we have different countries and people from different countries here in Djibouti International Free Trade Zone, people coming from India, Turkey, Middle East, China, Europe. So we say, why not? Why not Djibouti? Why not African, our brothers from Africa countries, especially from the East Africa countries. So the main objective, my brothers and sisters here in this conference, is on as per our understanding with Mr. Agostino, is to come and first see the opportunities that we have here in Djibouti. Yes, Djibouti is a very small country. As mentioned, Mr. Hassan and Mr. Agostino, we have behind in Ethiopia with them 100 million people. Cargo can move in also to Somalia, some part of Somalia, north of Somalia. Cargo can be re-exported to the other countries and by ship. So we would like to invite the people from the business community of Uganda not to make business in Djibouti, but to be in Djibouti International Free Trade Zone, which is outside of Djibouti. So you bring your cargo to here, they store it here. So there is no difference between the traders coming from India, who just, rented warehouse here, the selling from our free zone. To establish free zone companies in Djibouti International Free Trade Zone, I think you already got all information through Mr. Agostino. But if I summarize on 2 points, we just need a license from the government, which is represented by Djibouti Port and Free Zone Authority in the free zone. You don't need to. There is a single window for the free zone companies. No need to go outside of the free zones. Everything you will get it through the one-stop shop in Djibouti Port and Free Zone Authority. On the license, you need only facilities. You can start with to start business with offices. You can have your own open yard. You can rent it warehousing. So our idea is not only to, you bring your cargo here, then you go, you carry your cargo up to Uganda. So how you can benefit, how you can do in business in Djibouti International Free Trade Zone, like they did, or like they are doing now, right now, business people coming from other countries. That's the main objective. And the second objective is how to link the two business communities from the two countries. That's we need, as mentioned Mr. Hassan, we need transport facilities, transport infrastructure, by air, by road, by railway. We can combine different mode of transport. We, as you know, this is my third point, is the what we call it sea cargo. So sea cargo, you have you have at least daily flight from Kampala to Dubai, maybe 2 or 3 times per day, and what we call it sea cargo is the cargo coming from China, mainly from China right now, by sea to Djibouti, then from Djibouti to different capital of cities in Africa by air with the Ethiopian Airlines. So we signed agreement with the Ethiopian Airlines. So Djibouti Port of Free Zone Authority, Djibouti International Free Trade Zone, we are doing the logistics services for the cargo coming from China up to the different cities of Africa in order to propose the traders and another mode of transport which is cheaper compared to the air directly from China to the different cities in Africa. Yeah, so that's the idea. And brothers and sisters from Uganda, we have opportunities. There is opportunities in Djibouti that enjoy in others people coming from, as I said, far. And so that's we want to invite you. And last time, Mr. Agostino, with the number of persons in free zone, the buyer will come directly to them. So either they are coming from Ethiopia or from Uganda or from Djibouti, they will make their make their own declarations. They will pay. If they go to the local market, is the buyer who's going to pay the customs duties. The others, like in Ethiopian and clients, they will go through the process, customs process, without paying anything. So, and the client who are in this free zone is like they are outside of Djibouti. It's like they are in Dubai. It's like they are in India or in China. So they are not going to pay any tax. They will just pay, you know, the transportation fee between the ports on the free zone, which is not far from the port, is 8 kilometers from the port. We are at 8 kilometers of the port. And there is no profit tax in the free zone. So all those information, and I think Mr. Agostino already provide to you, and we can clarify, we can give you more clarifications on more details if needed. Yeah. So, and that's the idea on the. I would like to, yeah. So, I would like to thank you today for being with us. That's all for my remarks. Thank you very much.
Mr. Tari, I don't know whether he's still here. I saw him walking out. He talked about the limited market in Djibouti, which I think Mr. Mohammed has just explained. When you are going to Djibouti, you are not only looking at the market of Djibouti. There is much more to look at. There is Yemen across, there is Ethiopia on the other side, with a population of over 100 million people. So go to the market knowing that you are looking at the bigger picture of the market, not Djibouti as a country. Also, he asked about the minimum wage. Definitely that one is there. It has to be respected. And about the Djibouti airline, Mr. Hassan has explained. As soon as all protocols are cleared, they'll be here. Alcohol, as he told you, alcohol is there, but our people will be disciplined. Do take your alcohol, but let's carry our flag. Let's not be like our members in Djibouti, in Dubai, who have earned us a bad name, and we are being told to keep away unless you have a certain amount of money. So as we go out there, let's try to keep our flag flying high so that we don't get a bad name. Also, on the laws of the land, Djibouti is a French colony, you know that? They have civil law. Here we have common law. Civil law is different. You are guilty until proved innocent. So if you go there and you think you'll go to prison and come out the same day, that's out. Don't go and break the law. Respect the laws of the land. Do your business. No one will hurt you. And the road transport, if you check, Djibouti to Kampala through Ethiopia is about 870 kilometers by road. Other than the challenges in Ethiopia about security, I think Djibouti is nearer than Dar es Salaam, which is about 1,600 kilometers. So if the security is guaranteed, I think we'll make use of this route. And the language, they do speak French, but the French are better than us. Most French colonies do teach English as a language. So don't expect to go to Djibouti and feel out of way. You'll have people to talk to and you'll do business. Otherwise, I thank you a lot for coming and for honoring our invitation. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to doing business with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, His Excellency Kalumna Richard. This marks the end and closure of our conference. Last request is that as we move out, we have a group photograph. The cameramen are outside waiting to have us arranged, but Marvin, kindly come forward and first take a group photograph here with our Honorable and His Excellencies as we move out to take another bigger group photograph. Thank you so much, members. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Our consulate at Garden City is open 9 to 5 every day, Monday to Friday, to serve you better. Our duty is commercial diplomacy. We don't intend to be go-betweens. We intend to link you directly to business partners that are in need of your services. And as soon as we finalize our arrangement with Uganda Airlines, we shall definitely communicate. Alexander Mujungu, are you still around? He has, throughout this conference, been communicating with his team, and there seems to be a tentative figure which is likely to also go down at about $750 return ticket on a chartered flight. But we are still negotiating. These are just tentative figures. In any case, we shall communicate the figures from the best figures from the airline company that gives us better business. Thank you so much once again for coming. 23rd November is the day we expect to take off for a 5-day business tour in Djibouti. Thank you so much. Bless you all.